Hello everyone, good morning. So I welcome all of you to Apti Plus session on anthropology. Myself, Neeraj Nachiketa. I am faculty of Anthropology Optional in Apti Plus. In the same time, I teach science and technology and environment in general studies paper. So I welcome you all to the channel of Apti Plus. So this session will be meant to tell you about anthropology optional, not only for UPSC main exam, but also for state PCS, particularly those students who are from Odisha OPSC exam, OS mains exam, and also from West Bengal WBCS main exam. I will be breaking down the entire syllabus, and I'll also compare with both UPSC syllabus with the state level syllabus. So those students of Apti Plus who have joined right now from both the branches of Bhubaneswar Center and Kolkata Center, you will be able to make up your mind for selection of this subject. तो मैं इसको थोड़ा बीच में बाइलिंगुअल भी रखूंगा. कई चीजें हैं जो मैं डिस्कस करने वाला हूं, तो जो आपको चीजें समझ में आएंगी, और एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल पेपर क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है ये भी बात समझ में आए. So I will be not wasting too much of time. I will directly delve with the syllabus and reference books, how to go about and everything there. So you can go through this session very minutely so that it helps you decide to take this subject. So let's first begin with the results. Right? But I would start with a quote. The quote is that to study anthropology is to hold a mirror, right, to mankind, revealing not just what we are, but how we become. It's a very, subtle statement. Anthropology as a subject of man, right, human beings as what we are right now. So it deals with every aspect, right? That's the beauty of the subject, because anthropology as a subject very much connected with every walk of human life, whether you talk about history, society, economy, environment, technological development. You take anything where man, we, modern man, Homo sapiens, linked with that, this subject dealt with that. And that's what, if you look at the dynamics of main examination, optional paper, anthropology is one subject which is connected with all the general studies subjects. GS के जितने भी सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, सबके साथ इसका सिलेबस मैच करता है ना, मैप करता है. और ये देखा गया है कि जो लोग एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल लेके प्रिपेयर किए, उनका जीएस का स्कोर भी हाई रहा है. सो इट इज नॉट अ एग्जैजरेशन, आई एम टेलिंग यू द फैक्ट. All those toppers and rankers who have scored very good marks in anthropology optional and got top 10, top 20, top 50, top 100 ranks with anthropology optional, they have done very good in GS paper also, because anthropology map with every area of GS. अगर इसके पूरे सिलेबस को हम बाइफरकेट करें तो ऑलमोस्ट आप मान के चलो कि हाफ द सिलेबस आपका जीएस के साथ कवर करता है. ये किसी और सब्जेक्ट में नहीं है जितना सब्जेक्ट ये एंथ्रोपोलॉजी होता है. जैसे हिस्ट्री, सो व्हेन वी कम टू आर्कियोलॉजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, right, there we come across prehistory and proto-history of the man. So not only from the world history development of evolution of Homo sapiens, right, right from the earlier species of man, but also we go into proto-history. We also study about Indus Valley civilization, Vedic age, and we go into that area also, because this is a very, very important aspect of development of how the contemporary time, and when we go back thousands of years back, the human development has been there. So history, geography, migration of human beings. The geographical concept comes in. Environmental change, impact of environment. Again, that part comes into the syllabus of anthropology. So when I go to the detailed part of syllabus, you will understand. One more thing I would like to tell you, that anthropology is the sister subject of sociology. बहुत लोग सोचते हैं कि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी जो है बायोलॉजी है. बायोलॉजी है, नो डाउट अबाउट इट. You need to know from human biology point of view, but that is only one part of the entire syllabus. The other part of the syllabus, socio-cultural anthropology, deals with cultural aspect of man, and society aspect of man. And when you look at paper 2 of anthropology and you match with paper 2 of sociology, you'll find 80% of the syllabus common. तो जो लोग ह्यूमैनिटीज के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, जिनके मन में ये चल रहा होगा कि सोशियोलॉजी लें या एंथ्रोपोलॉजी लें, तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी आपको ज्यादा एडवांटेज देता है कंपेयर टू सोशियोलॉजी. अभी जितने भी अभी पॉपुलर सब्जेक्ट है, पीएसआई, सोशियोलॉजी, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, है ना, ज्योग्राफी, पबैड, ये जितने सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी के साथ सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज ये है कि ये कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव भी है और ये हर एस्पेक्ट को डायमेंशन कवर करता है. तो जो लोग आर्ट्स के बच्चे हैं उसके लिए सोशियो कल्चरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, हिस्टोरिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, है ना, लैंग्वेज लिंग्विस्टिक एंथ्रोपोलॉजी और केक वॉक है वो. मैं सारी चीज बताऊंगा, अभी बायो के पार्ट में भी मैं आऊंगा. आई विल बी कमिंग टू फिजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी पार्ट आल्सो देयर. सो आई विल गो इनटू दैट, बट लेट्स go into certain results here. This year 2025 main exam, right? Aniket Ranjan, right? He scored, if you look at his rank, he scored 48 rank all India rank 48 with anthropology optional, right? So last year, if you look at mains, overall the total marks, including GS paper, essay and all, has been a bit lower than the previous years. So he got 264. You know that two paper 1, right, anthropology, and paper 2, in where we deal with Indian anthropology, 250 marks. Scoring more than 250 depending on the level of difficulty of the question paper, always given an added advantage. Let's go 1 year back. Nidhi, right? 2024, she scored 325 marks, higher than this year's result. But if you look at rank, she got 110 rank. If you look at Aniket here with 264 marks, around that, he got rank 48. See, the rank depends on the total marks. At the same time, rank also depends on the overall evaluation of all the candidates who have appeared in the mains exam. But if you look at 2024, Nidhi has got rank 110, but she was having a very high mark, 300 plus marks. So 2024, if you look at the pattern of the exam and the paper and the evaluation, so that was higher, but this year comes lower. Now if we go 1 year back, PK Siddharth, right? Ramkumar. PK Siddharth Ramkumar, All India rank 4. AIR 4, secured the highest marks in anthropology optional with 326 marks. Paper 1, paper 2 combined. So if we go 2 years back, so what you find, 2023 result, rank 4, right? Now let's go one year again early. Here, Dvij Goyal, right? He scored All India rank 71, AIR 71, right, with 315 marks. Both paper 1, paper 2 combined. Now let's go 1 year again behind, right? So if you look at here, Narayan Amit Malipati, All India rank 70, right? 306 marks in anthropology, paper 1, paper 2 combined. This is the result of 2021. Now, even if you look at, there are other also rank, even if you look at 2024, last year, All India rank third was with Anthropology Optional. Now let's look at here, 2020. My student, Shubham Kumar, he is originally from Katihar. He studied GS, where I was one of the faculty teaching science and technology environment. Now he's got rank 1, All India rank 1. Right? So Shubham Kumar, he opted anthropology and he scored 310 marks, All India rank 1. Right? So if you see the label here, I am giving only example of few results. You find in top 10, top 50, top 100 students with anthropology as a subject. So the purpose of starting with the result is that to motivate you. Look, anthropology as a subject, right, can be a scoring subject. You can get ranks. Now coming to background of the students. Shubham Kumar is an engineer, BTech from IIT Bombay. Right? I am also from IIT Bombay. So he is my same alma mater. But not with linked with any aspect of anthropology. No, nothing about anthropology. Right? Pure engineering. But with anthropology, they got rank 1. If you look at other toppers, so there are toppers coming from arts background, even with commerce background. With anthropology, they have done very well. Needless to say, people coming from life sciences, biology, botany, zoology, they have scored very well. But at the same time, candidates, aspirants coming from purely arts background, they have got very good marks in anthropology. Right? Even you're surprised to know student with commerce, right, though selected with anthropology got very good marks. That's what I wanted to break this myth. I want to break this myth that most of the students has this myth that that students who study botany, zoology, life sciences, they can do very well in anthropology. Wrong, completely wrong. ये बात नहीं है कि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी मतलब एक मिथ, एक दिमाग में बात बैठ गई है कि है ना एंथ्रोपोलॉजी मतलब बायोलॉजी. ये पूरी तरह से सही नहीं है. इज नॉट 100% करेक्ट. फिजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी और बायोलॉजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी इज जस्ट वन कंपोनेंट ऑफ द सिलेबस. अभी जब मैं आपको सिलेबस के बारे में बताऊंगा, when I tell you about the syllabus, paper 1, paper 2, you yourself will realize that it's not 100% biology. मैंने जैसे स्टार्ट किया कि जीएस का लगभग हाफ 50% ऑफ द जीएस जो है सिलेबस को कवर कर देता है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. ये सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट है, सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट साथ. और स्टूडेंट्स कमिंग फ्रॉम एनी बैकग्राउंड, सी दोज हु आर विद बॉटनी, zoology, for them this is the best subject. No doubt about it. Those who come from biotech, biochemistry, microbiology, life sciences background, this is a very good subject. No doubt about it. But those students who are non-life science background, non-bio background, like even engineers, BTech, MTech, even they can understand, learn, and score very good marks in anthropology. Even students coming from arts background, humanities, right, BA and BA honors, with anthropology can do wonders. क्योंकि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी का सिलेबस इस तरह से डिजाइन किया गया है कि ह्यूमन एस्पेक्ट में सब चीज को कवर करता है वो. तो मैं इसीलिए कुछ मिथ को ब्रेक करना चाह रहा हूं, क्योंकि अभी आजकल क्या चल रहा है, पीएसआर, सोशियोलॉजी, लोग पागलों की तरह ये दो ऑप्शनों के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. मैं डिनाई नहीं करता हूं, पीएसआर में अच्छे रिजल्ट आ रहे हैं, है ना, सोशियोलॉजी में अच्छे रिजल्ट आ रहे हैं, कोई डिनाइल नहीं है. नो डिनाइल अबाउट इट. दे आर ऑल्सो वेरी गुड सब्जेक्ट्स, नो डिनाइल अबाउट इट. राइट। अभी जो पॉपुलर सब्जेक्ट में देखा जाए तो ये 3 सब्जेक्ट पीएसआई, सोशियोलॉजी, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, ये अभी ट्रेंड कर रहे हैं, नो डाउट अबाउट इट। देर आल्सो वेरी गुड सब्जेक्ट्स। बट जिनको लगता है कि नहीं कि पीएसआई इज वेरी लेंथी, पीएसआई इज वेरी लेंथी सिलेबस, राइट। If you look at the length of the syllabus, sociology is completely arts. It doesn't give you flavor of other different areas of GS. एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में क्या है कि आपका हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, पॉलिटी, इकोनॉमी, इन्वायरमेंट, साइंस टेक सब जुड़ जाता है, तो उसको पढ़ने में मजा आता है। इट गिव्स यू दैट फ्लेवर। जब आप सोशियोलॉजी लेते हो, सोसाइटी, सोशल एस्पेक्ट, इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट, पॉलिटिकल एस्पेक्ट, कुछ ही पार्ट को आप वहीं पर जाते हो, बाकी जैसे ज्योग्राफिकल है या बाकी चीजों को वहां पर नहीं टच हो पाता है। पीएसआर में जाते हो तो पॉलिटिकल साइंस, इंडियन पॉलिटी, गवर्नेंस, वर्ल्ड पॉलिटी, आईआर, इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन, वहां आपका फोकस होता है, तो बहुत स्पेशलाइज हो जाते हैं। जबकि एंथ्रोपोलॉजी क्या है, एक स्पेशलाइज्ड डिसिप्लिन होने के बावजूद भी इसमें हर एरिया के टॉपिक्स हैं, नॉलेज है, और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव है। 5 मंथ्स सिलेबस 5 महीने में कवर किया जा सकता है। इन 5 मंथ्स यू कैन कवर द सिलेबस। Ultimately, what is your aim? Getting high marks in the main exam and get interview call, personality test, do well in the personality test and get very good rank. That is your aim. So this anthropology give you that kind of advantage, syllabus being a small one. तो अब आप देखो यहाँ पर, now let me come to this one, right? Certain thing which I wanted to add, key takeaways from toppers anthropology marks. अगर हम टॉपर्स के एंथ्रोपोलॉजी मार्क्स का एनालिसिस करें तो क्या क्या मेन टेक अवे है। पहला है कंसिस्टेंटली हाई मार्क्स है, 290 प्लस। मे बी इन 1 year इट माइट गो डिप डाउन, बट कंसिस्टेंटली यू आर गेटिंग हाई मार्क्स। देन पेपर 2 is a very scoring paper compared to paper 1. Trained candidates generally score higher paper 2 Indian anthropology, क्योंकि इसमें प्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी है। पेपर 2 इज वेरी मच प्रिडिक्टेबल एंड द थीम्स, सब्जेक्ट डोमेन एंड थीम्स, दे गेट रिपीटेड एवरी ईयर। अगर आपने वो सब्जेक्ट्स और थीम्स को अच्छे से कर लिया, आपने प्रिपेयर कर लिया, तो शॉर्ट आप लिख के आओगे, मार्क्स मिलेगा पेपर 2 में इंडियन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी। और जैसा मैंने बताया कि सोशियोलॉजी जो लेते हैं उनका कई सारा टॉपिक जो है इंडियन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में आता है, जैसे कि इंडियन कास्ट सिस्टम, सोसाइटी। हाँ, बट इन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी वी स्टडी फ्रॉम ट्राइब्स, संथाल, ओराओ, मुंडा, टोडा, राइट, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ट्राइब्स इन इंडिया, राइट, उसके एस्पेक्ट में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं। बट अगेन वी ऑल्सो स्टडी फॉर नॉन ट्राइबल सोसाइटी, है ना, उसके बारे में भी हम लोग पढ़ते हैं। इंडियन सोसाइटी में क्या क्या चीजें हैं, है ना, जैसे संस्कृताइजेशन, इंडियन कास्ट सिस्टम, राइट, इम्पैक्ट ऑफ वेस्टर्नाइजेशन, मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑन इंडियन सोसाइटी, वो आप सोशियोलॉजी में पढ़ते हो, लेकिन यहां भी पढ़ते हैं। प्लस ऑन द ट्राइब्स, ट्राइबल सोसाइटी, ट्राइबल विलेज, राइट, स्टूडेंट कमिंग फ्रॉम ओडिशा, झारखंड, बंगाल, राइट, छत्तीसगढ़ एंड ऑल दिस एरिया, इवन साउथ इंडिया, तमिलनाडु एंड ऑल, यू नो, ट्राइब्स आर एवरीवेयर in the country, even northeastern India. So that gives an advantage because you know about the tribal life, tribal society. If you have seen, you are able to understand and write very good answers, right? So paper 2 gives you very much predictability. You can predict कि क्या questions आने वाले, what type of questions will be there, and you will be able to write those answers there. That is one advantage you get from anthropology point of view. Then safe high score range, 260 to 80 marks. Optional is considered excellent, and 230 to 50 marks is good enough to secure top 100 ranks. If you dream to get within top 100, this subject gives you that kind of a leverage, right? और जैसे मैंने बताया कि it is not only your UPSC exam but also your state PCS like OS, Odisha Administrative Service, paper 1, paper 2, totally matched with the UPSC syllabus. और छोटा भी है WBCS, West Bengal Civil Services, the entire syllabus match with UPSC anthropology main subject, and even the shorter, chota bhi. Even the student coming from West Bengal who is appearing there for the main exam, this can give you a lot of advantage. Anthropology can give you a lot of advantage. Now, if you see further, yahan par jo hai, why anthropology, right, remains a high scoring option? Reason: first, concise syllabus. As I told, students coming from any background can do very well in anthropology. Syllabus is well defined, concise, right? Point wise you can write and can get marks. So easy to revise multiple times. मेंस में हमेशा याद रखना है आप कितने बार रिवीजन कर सकते हैं और आंसर राइटिंग का प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. अगर आप कोई ऐसा ऑप्शन लेते हो जिसका सिलेबस बहुत बड़ा है, तो आप प्रीलिम्स के बाद मेंस में आपको पूरा सिलेबस कवर करने में बहुत टाइम चला जाएगा. You will be spending lots of time if your optional subject syllabus is lengthy. Are you getting my point? If you select any optional paper where syllabus is very lengthy, which takes 7 months, and you get 2 months time after prelims exam. Prelims के होने के बाद आपको 2 महीने का टाइम मिलता है. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि स्टूडेंट्स दे आर नॉट एबल टू डू एटलीस्ट 2 टाइम 3 टाइम रिवीजन. But in anthropology optional, being a concise syllabus, generally when you study anthropology, 5 months it get covered. Paper 1, paper 2. Comprehensively, you understand everything. Right? And at the same time, being a subject which covers every dimension of human life, you are able to connect with general studies. So GS point of view, you get an advantage, but at the same time, you get an advantage of multiple time revision of the entire paper 1, paper 2 before mains exam. So this is first very good aspect of this. Second, static content. Another very important aspect of anthropology, static content. There dynamic content also. Applied anthropology, application of anthropology in human life, they are the part of paper 2 also. Indian anthropology there you study, like medical anthropology, environmental anthropology, right? Agriculture anthropology. You take any area of where human is there, that is anthropology. जहां भी मानव है वहां एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है, इसलिए इसको बोलते हैं मानव विज्ञान. आई विल गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन पेपर. अभी मैं क्वेश्चन पेपर के को मैं डिस्कस भी करूंगा कि लुक एट द थीम्स, सब्जेक्ट, टॉपिक. व्हेन यू टेक एनी सब्जेक्ट, द फर्स्ट थिंग इज टू नो द सिलेबस, नो द सब्जेक्ट, राइट? And then getting to the PYQ, previous year questions, what is given there in PYQs, right? So you can see here high returns. It is a very high return on invested time, and this is truth. Now, if you look at overlap with GS 1 and 2, which I have told so many times, 50% syllabus. Like here, paper 2 helps in ethics, essay and society. If you take paper 2 of Indian anthropology, it helps you in essay writing, even ethics paper where human ethical things with respect to society comes, and society, social issues, social justice of the main exam, that is covered. In paper 1, you cover about the physical anthropology, biological anthropology, human genetics, right? Evolutionary aspect of humans. And they're very easy. And again, very important thing is static. Once you memorize those facts, ditto question comes, you write and you get marks. You score marks. You directly get marks. Physical anthropology में एक बार आपको मेहनत करना होता है. Once you do the hard work there and prepare the notes, is a repeated thing comes. Right? And I have seen the students coming from engineering and even arts and commerce background, they have done very well in physical anthropology. That is the biological anthropology, where you study about DNA, the genetics, right? Molecular biological aspect, right? And many things which connect with science and technology. I teach science and technology, DNA fingerprint and all those, haptic and all this, Mendelian genetics and all this one. There's a one component of the syllabus, 30%, merely 30%, and they're completely static. They're completely static, which one can easily, once done, memorize direct question, you're able to write, fetch marks, get marks, right? So that part comes here, paper 2. Now, predictable questions, easier to attempt all 20 questions confidently. If you look at, analyze last 10 years question paper, or even I tell my students that if you solve 10 years PYQs of anthropology paper 1, paper 2, done. आप आराम से क्वेश्चंस को लिख सकते हैं और आपका एक भी क्वेश्चन छूटेगा नहीं. You know that in main exam it matters a lot. Even if in the GS paper and even in optional paper, if you miss out once, even single question, you are behind the race. एंथ्रोपोलॉजी के साथ एक बहुत बड़ी बात है कि प्रिडिक्टेबल नेचर है. 10 साल का PYQs किया, if you have done the 10 years PYQs very very well, you are able to properly gauge and know that these are the questions and which will come in the exam, and you will go there with confidence, write the answers, attempt all questions. There's another beauty of the subject, right? Then again here, diagrams and flowchart help boost presentation and fetch marks. कई सारे diagrams हैं या images है, flowchart है. Answer writing, right? Practice of answer writing, that becomes very very important for main examination, which you all know that, right? So here in this one, like last year I've taken the subject, and right, students from Apti Plus have covered there, right? But even this year, all of you who will be joining there, even non-Apti Plus students who are watching right now the channel and watching this session, they can join anthropology. And what I said, you have that advantage, predictive nature, then fetching marks, scoring marks. Now let's look at further pattern observation. If you look at 2024, even I can take 2025 also, thinkers. Even 2025, you take this, the result which has come, last year result. Every optional subject has a thinkers. You take any optional paper, paper 1 will have thinkers. So in anthropology also you have thinkers. Not only thinkers from global level, but also thinkers from India, like Indian anthropologists, right? And there are Indian anthropologists which come from society, sociologists also. You will be surprised to know many of the anthropologists, they come from different academic backgrounds. ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात मैं बता रहा हूं. अगर हम थिंकर्स की बात करें, एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट की बात करें, वर्ल्ड लेवल का या इंडिया का एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट की बात करें, उसमें ज्यादातर लोग जो थिंकर्स हैं, ऐसे स्कॉलर्स हैं जिनका एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड एंथ्रोपोलॉजी नहीं रहा है, वो नॉन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बैकग्राउंड से आके किए हैं. उसे बहुत सारे ऐसे जो है ना ह्यूमैनिटीज बैकग्राउंड के आकर एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में रिसर्च किया है. दे हैव डन साइंटिफिक रिसर्च in the field of anthropology, coming from non-anthropology background, coming from humanities background, and they have contributed in the growth of the subject of anthropology. Although today in universities and colleges, anthropology is taught as a discipline, as a subject, where students can do bachelor, BSc anthropology, MSc anthropology, PhD in anthropology. There's a complete department of anthropology within universities. Let's say we go to Osmania University, Hyderabad, there's an anthropology department. Ranchi University, anthropology department. Kalinga University, Odisha, there's a anthropology department. If you look at Kolkata University, there's an anthropology department. Now, all universities you will find dedicated anthropology department. But if you look at growth of the subject, many of this initial phase, there the scholars, researchers, academicians came from non-anthropology background. There are thinkers coming from psychology background, like Margaret Mead. There are thinkers coming from sociology background, humanities background, right? Like I'll give you example of part of the Indian anthropology, M.N. Srinivas, who has given the concept of Sanskritization, caste mobility. They're coming from society, sociological background, but they've contributed in the development of anthropology. Right? That part comes into that. So that's what I said, that this subject has got that advantage, right? Thinkers. So what is the dominating paper one? Almost every year, questions often compare schools like functionalism and structuralism. We'll study about that. Functionalism, structuralism, right? Functional structuralism. Malinowski, we'll be studying about, right? Malinowski, who has studied Trobriand Islands. Very interesting case studies. Margaret Mead, Samoa Islands. When you look at Indian anthropology, right? Here also a lot of tribal studies which have been done, right? So this add a lot of interest in the subject. You love the subject, right? You start loving the subject. जब आप अलग अलग केस स्टडीज और बाकी चीजों को पढ़ते हैं तो एक पढ़ने का जो मजा आता है ना, कि हाँ कि मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है पढ़ने में, आई एम एंजॉइंग द सब्जेक्ट, वो चीज आपको मिलता है. डिफरेंट केस स्टडीज, डिफरेंट केस एग्जांपल्स, राइट. फिर यहां पर है ट्राइबल इश्यूज. हर साल, एवरी ईयर, प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द ट्राइब्स इन इंडिया, लाइक लेट्स से संथाल, the caste mobility, and now the impact of modernization, westernization on Santhal tribe. So you'll find that gap. If you go to urban areas, Santhals which have moved mainstream, they have become mainstream. Their lifestyle, their food habits, everything has changed over the period of time. But still, if you go to forest, Santhals of Chota Nagpur Plateau, Santhal of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bengal, which are still in the forest area, they have that type of sedentary lifestyle. They have that traditional cultural lifestyle they follow, what they have been doing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, right? But if you look at the urban areas where those Santhal tribe which has got mainstreamed, so they have got upward in the mobility, they become the part of the mainstream society. On the other hand, Jarawa tribes of Andaman, they are very primitive. We will study PT, particularly primitive tribal, primitive vulnerable tribes, which are not mainstream. They're totally aloof, and the population also declining. It is not the matter of only Jarawa or Santhal. It's not the matter of that. We have hundreds of different issues with the tribal society of India. Education, healthcare, right? Many things are there. The cultural erosion, a lot of things comes into that. So that is again one area where regularly questions are asked, and one can easily do very well. Like here, consistent 50 to 70 marks in paper 2, right? Forest Rights Act, like forest nowadays, mining project, right? Vedanta project in Odisha, number of mining projects in Chhattisgarh. Now in newspaper you read about Great Nicobar project, deforestation, urbanization, industrialization, all such areas, right? All such things here. Forest Rights Act, right? Displacement of tribal people, their education, healthcare. These are the issues with the tribes in India, and these are the topics which you read in newspaper, current affairs. Sometimes in PIB, government website. Number of research studies comes in the Hindu paper, Indian Express. And these are those topics which one can easily write answers and fetch good marks. है ना, आराम से आप लिख सकते हो ट्राइब के जो इश्यूज हैं, और आप उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में सजेशन करके, और यू कैन स्कोर मार्क्स. you can score very good marks, right? तो वो चीज यहाँ पर. Then you know this policy and constitution. Even I told you ना कि every part of GS match with anthropology. In paper 2 we'll study about Indian polity, Indian constitution. मैं इसीलिए आप लोग का मिथ ब्रेक कर रहा हूं कि नहीं एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में तो जो बायो वाला बच्चे हैं वही कर सकते हैं. रॉन्ग, कंप्लीटली रॉन्ग. उनको एक पार्ट में एडवांटेज है. मैं तो ये कहता हूं कि बॉटनी और जूलॉजी के कंपैरिजन में एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बेटर ऑप्शन है कि जहां पर आप मार्क्स स्कोर कर सकते हो. कई बार होते हैं बीएससी बॉटनी और जूलॉजी बच्चे बोलते हैं कि हम बॉटनी जूलॉजी ले लेंगे, लेकिन कहां मार्क्स आ रहा है? लुक एट लास्ट 10 years रिजल्ट. Look at how many people with botany and zoology they're getting the ranks. But those students with botany, zoology taking anthropology, they're getting ranks. But मैं एक बात और रिपीट करता हूं, ये मैटर बायो और नॉन बायो का नहीं है. मैंने अभी क्लास में बताया, अभी सेशन बताया कि जो स्टूडेंट्स इंजीनियर हैं, जो नॉन बायो बैकग्राउंड के हैं, जो आर्ट्स और कॉमर्स के हैं, वो लोगों ने भी एंथ्रोपोलॉजी लेके बहुत अच्छा किया है और रैंक्स पाए. दे हैव गॉट द रैंक्स, टॉपर्स. तो मैं ये मिथ ब्रेक कर रहा हूं. जो बॉटनी जूलॉजी है उसको 100% लेना चाहिए. Those who come from life science background, 100% anthropology should be your first choice, not any other optional paper. If you're coming from there, your first choice should be anthropology. But those who are non-anthropology background, जिनका एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बैकग्राउंड नहीं है और साथ साथ में बायो बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, उनके लिए भी ये सब्जेक्ट बहुत अच्छा है. फॉर देम ऑल्सो दिस सब्जेक्ट इज वेरी स्कोरिंग एंड दे कैन गेट वेरी गुड मार्क्स. लुक एट हियर, पॉलिसी एंड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इंडियन पॉलिसी, ट्राइबल वेलफेयर, इंडियन सोसाइटी वेलफेयर, पॉपुलेशन, all this, demography, everything, articles of Indian constitution, right? Fundamental rights, then in terms of Panchayati Raj institution, PRI, 73rd amendment, PESA, 5th schedule, 6th schedule. So even constitution, what you read in Indian polity classes comes into anthropology. So here more aligned with GS2, Panchayati Raj, then schedules, NGO, non-government organization, civil society, and nowadays you read in newspaper current affairs, है ना. तो ये एक तरह का इसमें डायनामिज्म लाता है. What it brings? Dynamism. You're able to connect with that. It brings the dynamic aspect of that. That comes here. Then data and diagram. Like in paper 1, we study about socio-cultural anthropology. There we study about family, kinship, right? Kins, blood relation. All this we study in paper 1 when the theoretical socio-cultural anthropology part of it. Right? Political organization, economic exchanges. This all comes in paper 1. So here, kinship charts, genetic flow charts, fossil drawings, right? Asked in paper 1. Then overlap with GS, increasing. Now anthropology in this, if you look at prelims exam, I'm talking about 2026 prelims, the last prelims exam. There are objective questions, MCQs, but there are questions connected with anthropology, like prehistory, archaeology, where you study about Stone Age, right? तो ये चीज और अब डिटेल में एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में पढ़ते हो. प्लिस्टोसिन, मियोसिन, इयोसिन, ये सब ज्योग्राफी में, जियोलॉजी एंड ज्योग्राफी, you have the epoch and period and all these things you study about. Fossils. Even when it comes to prehistory, that is before Indus Valley, when you look at before Harappa civilization, right? Chalcolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. Then comes Bronze Age, Iron Age, and all this one. 2026 prelims exam, you have question. Those students who have studied anthropology optional, they are master in those areas. उनका 100% वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होगा. 100% they will be able to solve the question. Even paper 2, Indian anthropology, impact of Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Christianity, on society, Indian society and ट्राइबल सोसाइटी. ये एंथ्रोपोलॉजी के सिलेबस में इंपैक्ट ऑफ रिलीजन ऑन नॉर्मल सोसाइटी, राइट, मेन स्ट्रीम सोसाइटी, एट द सेम टाइम ट्राइबल सोसाइटी. And you study Buddhism, Jainism in history, Indian history, right? तो कहने का मतलब है कि these are some areas which you also give you advantage not only in GS mains, I'm talking general studies paper of main exam, but also in prelims exam, UPSC prelims, state level prelims exam, when you appear OPSC, WBCS, state level thing there. So see here, increasing here, overlap with GS, governance, law, policy, constitution, society, economic development. So here justice, social justice, history, geography and environment. So that means GS के कई areas अभी जो है आपको एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल पढ़ने पे हेल्प कर रहे हैं. ये किसी और सब्जेक्ट में नहीं मिलेगा. I can tell you that if you take geography optional, you are mostly reading geography, environmental geography, and all those kind of things. Right? If you take political science, you are studying more political science and IR. Sociology, you study more and more from society point of view. That multidisciplinary aspect, that what you come across in anthropology as a subject. Right? So this is where कहा जाता है ना, it is always says that, what is said here, always remember that it is always said here that, what, tell me, anthropology is the most humanistic of sciences and most scientific of humanities. I'll again quote, anthropology subject is most humanistic of sciences and is more scientific of humanities. So it's a cross section between the two broad areas, humanities and science, right? So that's what subject gives you there. Then if you look at here, another thing here, paper wise broad. Now I'll go to the paper wise broad structure. Each paper carries 250 marks. So you have paper 1, paper 2. So 250 plus 250, total 500 marks. So now let's look at here, this one, syllabus. Let's come to that one. So here, quick notes on the syllabus. So paper 1 is theoretical. You know that every optional paper 1 will be theoretical. So theoretical, static and concept heavy. Right? Ideal for diagram structure. Right? And if you look at this one, paper 2 is India focused. This is very, very important. Is India focused and applied. Right? Applied area, application. And again, GS1 paper, 2 paper of the main exam plus ethics. Right? When you have a decision making, ethical dilemmas, case studies about society, Indian society. So this paper 2 of anthropology helps a lot. And nowadays, UPSC in ethics paper, right, gives those kind of case study of tribal society, tribal problem. आप सबको पता है जो केस स्टडी का क्वेश्चन आता है एथिक्स में, है ना, आप लोग को पता है कि जहां पर आप यू आर अ पर्सन को पूछते हैं कि ये सिनेरियो है, देयर इज अ माइनिंग प्रोजेक्ट, है ना, in a particular place in hill, sacred hills considered by the tribes, जो कि रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल होता है, and then they ask you that it will affect the local practice of the tribes of that hill, but the government has approved the mining project to extract ores from there. Number of civil society has mobilized and they're protesting, and you are the collector, you are an IAS officer of that district, collector. So that is a case study, no? In ethics. In ethics, you have a case study. Is it not that? Is there? and that then you are asked question, decision, what decision you will take. And this is a real life example. Niyamgiri, you all know Niyamgiri Hills, Kondh tribes, Dongaria Kondh tribe, Niyamgiri Hills in Odisha. And you know about the company Vedanta mining project of bauxite mining. So that's it. Something which you read in newspaper, something current aspect. So they are the part of anthropology paper too, but at the same time, ethics, GS4. And nowadays, increasingly in UPSC ethics paper, anthropology related areas of case studies being asked. तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात मैं बता रहा हूं आप लोगों को. ये आपको बाकी ज्यादा सब्जेक्ट में एडवांटेज नहीं है जो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में मिल जा रहा है. That's part of this. So now again you see here, both paper demand deep familiarity with previous year question PYQs. And if you do answer writing practice of last 10 years PYQs of paper 1, paper 2 anthropology, predictable nature, you will be able to solve the question. Continue repeated theme, Forest Rights Act, Dongaria Kondh tribe, PBTG, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Every year you have a question, right? Let's look at further. These are the, I know that you won't be able to see it, but I'll read for all of you. Look at here. Paper 1. I'm now going to the syllabus. It's very important for all of you to decide this subject if you know the syllabus and the pattern of question. तो पहला पार्ट जो है, फर्स्ट पार्ट, हमेशा सिलेबस क्या होता है, अबाउट द सब्जेक्ट, विषय के बारे में. So here meaning, scope and development of anthropology. So here branches, relationship, other disciplines, relevance in current context. Chapter wise topics are given. Then you can see here, second, human evolution and biological anthropology, which we say physical anthropology. This is also in your Odisha Public Service Commission examination, and even in WBCS or whichever state PCS exam you have, anthropology optional, you have that. Now what is here? Theories of evolution, human genetics, Mendelianism. Mendelian genetics, what you have read in biology classes there, right? Laws of inheritance, mutation, chromosomal abnormalities. And even this topic helps a lot in your science and technology. बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का जो अब आजकल क्या है, यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स में हर साल 2-3 क्वेश्चन तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का पूछता है. हेल्थ एंड डिजीज, you all will agree with me, like health and disease, the different type of diseases of humans, and even now biotechnology. So that part of the science and technology part of GS you cover here. और अगर हम स्टेट पीसीएस की बात करें, if you take state PCS exam जहां बायो का क्वेश्चन आता है, like for example, most of the state level prelims exam will have a lot of question from general science, and in their weightage of biology, bio का जो weightage है ज्यादा होता है. You have higher weightage of biology that get covered here. Deficiency diseases, genetic disorder, that sickle cell anemia, right? Klinefelter disease, Tay-Sachs disease, hemophilia. There's so many genetic disorders there. Chromosomal abnormalities जो होते हैं वो सारा है. You read about human diseases here. There's a medical anthropology or the medicine, you study about that, right? And as a teacher, I cover everything. है ना, वो मैं पूरा कवर करता हूँ. Last batch of Apti Plus, I have covered the medical anthropology and everything, the notes. They've got very rich notes of classes, right? So that part comes in. Now see, fossil evidence and primatology. Man, that we evolved from apes, right? Today, modern man, what Homo sapiens, we are the only surviving species of our genus Homo. earlier there was a Neanderthal, was Homo Neanderthal, Denisovan. There was a time when multiple species of man was living together. But then, with the time frame, with the progress of time, only modern man which evolved and survived. Other type of species of man became extinct. But even today, we are able to compare our anatomy with gorilla, with the chimpanzee, right, with the hulok gibbon, orangutan. They all are what? Primates. They belong to primates, right? The man is a primate, and we have very close relationship with chimpanzee. It's a very interesting area. It's a very, very interesting area. From human evolution, it is a very, very interesting area. And what I said, this is a static area. This is static. अगर आप एक बार समझ जाओ और आपने उसका नोट्स बना लिया, मेमोराइजेशन, रोट मेमोराइजेशन, राइटिंग, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आता है, टू द पॉइंट लिखना है, मार्क्स, यू गेट मार्क्स. इवन पीपल हु कम फ्रॉम नॉन साइंस बैकग्राउंड, बहुत लोग जो साइंस के बैकग्राउंड के नहीं है, राइट, बहुत आसान है. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल. वंस यू प्रिपेयर द नोट्स, मेमोराइज, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन कम्स इन द एग्जाम, यू गेट द मार्क्स. है ना, ये चीज जो है. फॉसिल एविडेंस, प्राइमेट क्लासिफिकेशन, कंपैरिजन, इवोल्यूशनरी ट्रेंड, फॉसिल फाइंड, ऑस्ट्रेलोपिथेकस, होमो इरेक्टस, होमो हैबिलिस. एक बार आपने पूरा समझ गए, पूरा नोट्स है, बस उसी को बार बार पढ़ना है. अगेन अगेन यू हैव टू रिवाइज एंड यू गेट मार्क्स. आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट people have scored very good marks. It's a completely static area. And the way I teach, the way I will cover those chronology and the connection and whatever the notes you will get from me in the class will be sufficient, just revision. Questions are even direct, which you can easily write and get full marks. Here you have a lot of scope of getting high marks in primatology and human evolution, right? Now see another which now I'm coming across, which match with your history subject, archaeological anthropology, historical anthropology. Now here, tool types, techniques, dating method, Paleolithic to Neolithic culture. This is again from the part of socio-cultural anthropology. Right? Socio-cultural anthropology का पहला part जो होता है, archaeological anthropology. Bio is also there, but again society, culture, where you study about tool making. Earlier it was what? Stone tools. Then later on came metallic tools. So we will study, it's a very interesting area. We study this tool types, right? All those kind of which have been excavated, right? Excavation, archaeology, discovered millions of years, and we are able to know the human origin and the migration, tool types and all those remains what we have got. So here, dating method, carbon dating method, uranium dating method, right, to know the age of the sample. Then fossil, human fossil, what we have got, and then from Paleolithic age to Neolithic. This is called prehistory. And after that come proto-history. That is where we come across Harappa civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic age. That you study in paper 2. In paper 1, we go up to Neolithic. But again, many of the topics of paper 1 will overlap with paper 2. So here comes it. Then socio-cultural anthropology, very, very important. Family, kinship, now see, marriage, monogamous, polygamous, polyandry, polygamy, right? Even today, we have such kind of practices of marriage, right? Marriage in tribes, there are very different cultural norms. Different tribes have got different types of them. And it's again very interesting area. Then family system, then kinship, blood relation, kinship, right? We'll also study about cross cousin marriages, consanguinity, right? All those things comes there. Then again, descent, how the descendant comes there, pedigree analysis, political organization, how the political organization has evolved. Even today, in when you read political science, you read about the early humans, how this political organization evolved from the past, and you study this in the anthropology as well. How the chiefdom, tribe, chief of the tribe, जो कबीला का होता है ना, जो जो बोलते हैं कबीला, आदिवासी जो होते हैं, ट्राइब्स जो होते हैं, उनके जो हेड होते हैं, चिपडम से कैसे एम्पायर बना, how the empire came into that, right? And if you look at great empires, great civilization, right? You know that Mesopotamia, Egyptian civilization, right? Mesopotamian, all that's what you studied that. वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री में अभी पढ़ते हो आप ये, करेक्ट? मायन सिविलाइजेशन ऑफ साउथ अमेरिका, माचू पिचू. Then you know that great civilization, pyramids and all this one, Egypt. Then Baghdad and all this area, Mesopotamian. Then comes here Indian civilization, where we talk about Harappa civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Mohenjo-daro and all this. So human history, right? How the great empire came, great civilization came, and also they died. They also collapsed. The political organization, we look into that. It's not that the urbanization we talk today, where we have modern towns and cities. We have in the past urbanization. And urbanization doesn't mean only Indus Valley civilization or Harappa civilization. Even urbanization has existed parallelly, same time when Indus Valley was there or before that. Right? So we'll study those things, pattern. Right? West Asia, today we are talking West Asia, Persia, Iran, Israel, Turkey, all those things, even the past, Europe, right? About Europe, European civilization. Then about the Indian civilization, how the Indian aspect of human development has taken place. Right? There's a book in Pearson, Ember and Ember. It's a very good book of socio-cultural anthropology, Ember and Ember. I'll show you all the books. Right? So here comes into that economics system, barter system, retribution, exchange, barter system, how the economic system developed with the time. We cover into that. Then comes here what? Linguistic anthropology. The next level comes linguistic, language. How language developed, human language. Today there are thousands of languages worldwide. I'm not talking India. In India itself we have hundreds of them. In paper 2 we'll study about linguistic classification of Indian language, like Mundari, right? Santhali. Then even the scripts and all, everything there. So today what the languages come, they come from the ancient languages, root language, Latin, Greek, what we talk about, Sanskrit. But they're even older than that. In Indian context, we study about Dravidian part of it, Dravidian group of languages, then Indo-Chinese languages. Like then when we talk about Vedic age, Aryan, Indo-Aryan race or Indo-Aryan thing, all this comes into anthropology. Paper 2 again overlap with paper 1. Languages, origin of the language, communication, all this comes into that. See here, language origin, classification, phonetics, language families, socio-linguistic, even the language linguist society, where the symbols, words, and everything comes into that. It's a very, very important area which come. Then religion, magic, and art. Even today we talk about magic, like Kamakhya Mandir in a temple in Assam. Right? There was recently in the news it was there. Right? The Tantrism. Then even we talk about Tantrism with the Buddhism. I'm talking from Indian perspective, but if you look at worldwide, magic, healing, Right? There are even the societies which has healers, those are magicians. Even today in our Indian context, we have such healers in the tribal groups and tribes which heal through the magic. Even sometime in Bengal, we come across black magic, kala jadoo. So magic, religion, and magic is linked with religion. You know, how religion came, monotheism, polytheism. This is also covered in philosophy, subject of philosophy. Even in Indian society, you read about religion. In anthropology, you also study from human perspective how the religion came into that, like animism, totemism, right? Monotheism, polytheism. We study about it, and then magic, the power of magic to heal. Even study about Trobriand Island, Malinowski. Even the Malinowski, which studied the tribes of the Trobriand Islands in Pacific, he studied about magic, where the tribes conduct different type of magics, right, for different type of activities, right? So here, this all we'll study about theories of religion, magic, rituals, very, very important rituals. Even today, many rituals which are conducted by different types of communities and tribes in India, even worldwide rituals, whether it is within the family or in the group setting or society, those rituals, right, they become the part of. So we study rituals, symbolism, art in primitive society. Even today, we have all the remnant of cave arts. भारत के संदर्भ में आपको पता है भीमबेटका, you all know Bhimbetka, cave paintings, right? That is from Indian context. But if you look at worldwide context, there have been found different type of arts and the paintings and all this of the early hominins. क्या हम लोग वर्ड यूज करते हैं? hominid, early hominins, millions of years. What we have those kind of things there. So artistic thing, art and culture, that comes to primitive society. Then anthropological theories, very, very important. Evolutionism, diffusionism, functionalism, structuralism, symbolic anthropology, feminist anthropology, postmodernism, even feminist anthropology. We are today talking about eco-anthropology. So different type of thinkers will study here. Then coming to here, research method is a very common thing. Every optional subject, there will be one chapter on research methodology, qualitative, quantitative, right? Then field work, case study method, group studies, and it's highly scoring. Every year you get at least one question on research methodology, and they're direct question, direct, static. एक बार आपने रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी टॉपिक को अच्छे से पढ़ लिया, वो स्टैटिक होता है, डायरेक्ट होता है, वो यू कैन इजीली गेट मार्क्स. लाइक योर फील्ड वर्क ट्रेडिशन, टेक्निक्स ऑफ डेटा कलेक्शन, कंपैरिजन ऑफ मेथड्स. देन उसी के साथ क्या लिंक्ड है? स्टैटिस्टिक्स इन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. हर सब्जेक्ट में स्टैटिस्टिक्स होता है. तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स में क्या है? सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी, डिस्पर्सन, कोरिलेशन, काई स्क्वायर, टी टेस्ट, एनालिसिस ऑफ वेरिएंस. And I know that you have studied in your college. ये सब आपने पढ़ा होगा, काई स्क्वायर मेथड, कोरिलेशन, रिग्रेशन. और ये एक बार पढ़ना है, एक बार, which you can easily write and get marks. All this t-test, analysis of variance, that comes into here. ठीक है? Now coming to here, this one, paper 2, Indian anthropology. There's a paper 2. In OPSC exam and WBCS or whichever state PCS, similar syllabus you'll find. Now look at here, evolution of Indian culture. Right here, Paleolithic to Iron Age. We'll study up to right from not only Stone Age. We'll also go to the part of Mahajanpadas, Harappa civilization, Vedic age, Mahajanpadas. So Iron Age here, Harappan civilization every year. I told you, this helps a lot in GS paper. You look at prelims exam, you'll find question on Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization, main examination. And even in anthropology paper 2, you'll find one question on Harappan civilization. Right? See, here, Mesolithic to Neolithic traditions. Then population study, demographic profile of India. That is study from economy also. Now what we are having? Census, population census. Now new thing has come up, caste census. So you'll find here, see here, racial and linguistic elements, racial profile of India, ethnicity, what we call as a ethnic diversity of India, ethnicity, racial profile of India. And there have been a lot of study done during the British time. During the British time, a lot of work has been done. Right? Lot of work has been done. During the British time, lot of work has been done about racial profile of India. Although it was one way negative also, discriminatory also. Right? But Britishers did a lot of linguistic study. We have linguistic survey of India, Society of India, which deal with languages. Right? So here ethnicity, ethnic diversity, that's what India is called a melting pot. भारत को melting pot कहा जाता है. इतनी सारी diversities, racial diversities, ethnicity इंडिया में है, बहुत कम जगहों पे मिलता है. You look at Northeast, every state of Northeast, whether it is Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Assam, take into that. Even you compare with Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, you take it Andaman, Nicobar, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Bhopal, MP, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha. Look at anything, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, every part of the country, we have so much of racial diversity. तो उसका scientific study, classification. Like as mostly in the normal thing we talk about Dravidian, right? Dravidian and non-Dravidian, Indo-Aryan and Dravidian. But if you look at Northeast and all this, you'll find even Mongolism, in Sino-Tibetan and Mongolism. If you look at Jammu Kashmir and all this one, you find a European kind of Central Asia, European kind of features there. So features. So there are different type of classification. Not only British anthropologists did the classification, even Indian anthropologists done the racial profile of India, linguistic profile of India. So we'll cover that. Caste system in India. Varna ashram, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So those things, caste system. Then again, caste mobility, Sanskritization like M.N. Srinivas, who has given that Sanskritization thing there. Even, caste, tribe continuum, right? We'll also study about sacred complex, right? Gaya ji, Hindus, Pindadan, sacred complex. Even, sacred forest, sacred deities, worshipped by different type of tribes in different parts of India, right? Again, all this covered there, right? Man, nature, and this sacred complex. They all will study there. Scheduled tribes. We'll study in detail about scheduled tribes. How the policy, government policy after independence, even before independence, how the tribes have been classified. Then after independence, different types of committees and commissions, right, set up to look into tribes, classify tribes. So we'll study about that. Then minorities. Today in India, we have minorities, linguistic minorities, right, religious minorities. And I told you that this directly covers with the Indian Constitution. Right, there you study from Indian polity, that comes into here. Then you see caste, tribe, religion in India. So here study characteristics of caste, changes in the caste, tribe caste continuum, Sanskritization, regionalism, communalism. Nowadays you talk communalism part, regionalism part, right? Then Indian anthropology, from Indian anthropology point of view, family, marriages, right? See a family marriage in India. So here types of marriages, religional pattern, impact of modernism in family and marriage system of India. Then paper 2, problems of SC, STs and minorities. scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and minorities problems. So here poverty, land alienation, like displacement, land alienation, health issues, education, displacement, development programs. Then we'll also study constitutional safeguards for SC, ST. So that the fifth and sixth schedule. Nowadays in the news, it is making headline. Like now the Ladakh case that is emerging there, Sonam Wangchuk and all these protests. So fifth and sixth schedule, tribal sub plan, the government tribal welfare program, special provisions, tribal administration. That tribal autonomous council in Northeast India. So all those things. Then again, developmental programs and NGOs, role of government and NGOs in tribal upliftment. How the civil society, non-government organization, and even the government, state government, central government have the different type of development programs of tribes. So we'll come across there. TriFed, this organization to deal with tribal development. Niti Ayog, the Niti Ayog efforts. So again, that is connected with the current affairs. PIB, Yojana, and all those things, what is studied for GS point of view. Then comes here Panchayati Raj, autonomy in tribal areas. So here PESA Act, extension of Panchayati Raj to scheduled areas. So there we'll study what sixth schedule, local governance, Gram Sabhas, the role of Gram Sabha. We'll also study what different type of laws, acts, which have come from there. And today we have a Ministry of Tribal Affairs, right, which work for that. Then here role of anthropology in India, applied anthropology in India. That is here contribution of Indian anthropologists. Paper 1 will study about global level of anthropologists, but in paper 2 we'll study Indian anthropology like S.C. Roy, D.N. Majumdar, applied anthropology. And then you have in paper 2, there's chapter number 10, contemporary and emerging issues. Even we study, and there are questions in the paper 2 about contemporary and new issues with Indian tribes and the Indian society. So here what comes? Globalization, the impact of globalization on Indian society and tribes. Then urban tribes, which has got mainstream. Then ethnicity, migration of tribes. Then again digital anthropology, where now database management and all those things which we come across in terms of digital anthropology, right? All this comes into that when we look at in anthropology point of view. So that all things we look into that, right? Are you all able to understand here what I'm trying to make you understand here, right? So this all things what we come across, we study in the subject of anthropology here, right? So this is where you have a detailed kind of provision with respect to paper 2. What you see right now, paper 2. Right? I'm very sure that this syllabus, right, what I have discussed right now, one can easily understand it. Is it not that? One can easily understand it. Is it not that? I'm very sure this. That's what I just moved away. मैं इसलिए थोड़ा सा अलग हट गया कि आप लोग देखो पेपर 1 पेपर 2 में क्या है, what is the part of the syllabus, and it's all can be done. ऐसा नहीं है कि one cannot write there, and this is paper 1. And look at here, so much of overlap with GS. बहुत सारा चीज इसको GS के साथ overlap हो रहा है, right? So now coming to the broad topics. If you look at broad topics here, meaning, scope and development, definition, branches and all this, 10 to 15 marks. If you look at weightage, 10 to 15 marks. Then now you see here, further, human evolution, biological anthropology, fossils and all this one, Australopithecus to Homo sapiens, primate and all this, 35 to 50 marks. So here you have a mark-wise division. Then here, archaeological anthropology, prehistoric culture, tool types, dating method, 15 to 25 marks question. Then coming to here, socio-cultural anthropology, marriage, family, kinship, political, and all this, 40 to 60 per mark. See, a lot of weightage into socio-cultural anthropology. Marks are coming. This is a trend, last 5 years question paper trend, linguistic anthropology, like language, families, India, socio-linguistic, and all this, 15 to 20 marks. Then you can see here, religion, magic and art, primitive religion, animism, totemism, right, aestheticism, 15 to 20 marks. Now if you look at here, anthropological theories, like, evolutionism, functionalism, structuralism, if you look at theories part. So how many marks you are getting? 40 to 60 marks. See, 40 to 60 marks from thinkers. Socio-cultural anthropology, 40 to 60 marks. And then biological anthropology, 35 to 50 marks. I'm giving you the weightage trend. Paper 1, if you look at paper 1, how many marks is the paper 1? 250 marks? 250 marks? Look at here. Out of 250 marks, 35 to 50 marks come from the physical anthropology, 40, 60 marks from socio-cultural anthropology. And then, thinkers, 40 to 60 marks. So if you do these 3 topics properly, so almost you can say 50, 60, 110, 160. That means 2/3 of paper 1, you are done with it. अगर आपने पेपर 1 में ये 3 टॉपिक्स को, ब्रॉड टॉपिक्स को अच्छे से कर लिया, तो आपका तो 250 में से 170 मार्क्स, 170 मार्क्स टू 180 मार्क्स आपका यही 3 ब्रॉड टॉपिक पे कवर हो जा रहा है, which I've underlined here. That you are able to do it. You are able to cover it from there, right? Then you see here research methods. मैंने बताया research methodology, statistical analysis and research methodology, the static part. You can easily score marks. So that comes around here 20 to 30 marks. Now look at here paper 2. Paper 2 का marks wise अगर breakup देखें, if you look at the marks wise breakup of paper 2, look at here. Evolution of Indian culture, Paleolithic to Neolithic, Mesolithic, Iron Age, Harappan civilization, 20, 30 marks. Then you look at here, demographic profile of India, racial elements, right? Linguistic group, ethnic group, 15, 25 marks. Then you look at caste, tribe, religion, caste, tribe, continuum, Sanskritization, dominant caste, 30 to 45 marks. So I'm again giving you chapter wise breakup in terms of weightage of marks. So if you look at caste, tribe, religion, caste, tribe, continuum, Sanskritization, dominant caste, caste mobility, sacred complex, right? Nature, man, sacred complex, all those areas, right? You have 30 40 people. Right? Lalita Prasad Vidyarthi, LP Vidyarthi's concept of sacred complex, nature, man, sacred complex. Then M.N. Srinivas, concept of Sanskritization, right? Then you come with Jajmani system, right? Varna Ashram, caste system, Indian caste system, right? Varna Ashram and caste system, all those areas, they are 35 to 45 marks, and every year questions are asked, every year. Then look at here, marriage, family, kinship in India, regional variation, that matrilineal, 15 to 20 marks. Then, which is another dominant one, see, look at it. Tribal problems and welfare. Every year, tribal problems and welfare. Tribal problems and welfare, displacement, land alienation, right? Education problem, health problem, tribal movement, migration, right? Economic thing, 40 to 60 marks. 40 to 60 marks. Another dominant area of paper 2, tribal problems, tribal issues, 40 to 60 marks. Now look at here, this one. Development program and NGOs, PESA Act, FRA, Forest Rights Act, and all this, 15 to 30 marks. Then constitutional safeguards, 5th schedule, 6th schedule, minority rights, SC/ST protection, 20 to 30 marks. Then you see contemporary issues, globalization, urbanization, right? Then impact of religion, ethnicity, communalism, 20 to 30 marks, right? And then applied anthropology, role in administration, development, health, education, 10 to 15 marks. So if you look at here, Again, this is a dominant one. Fifth and sixth schedule and all this one. Again, this 15-30 marks, development programs and NGOs. And again, you can take here Indian history, prehistory and proto-history, Paleolithic to Neolithic culture, and Harappa civilization and all this Iron Age. Now, all what I have circled, these are the some broad areas of paper 2. पेपर 2 का ये ब्रॉड एरियाज है जहां इस तरह का मार्क्स का डिवीजन है. मैंने आपको मार्क्स वाइज वेटेज दिया है, राइट. एंड आई एम वेरी श्योर ये जो मैं डिस्कशन कर रहा हूं, व्हाट आई एम डिस्कसिंग राइट नाउ with going to entire syllabus, I'm breaking the syllabus point wise, right? Bifurcating everything gives you clear idea. You'll be able to take your judgment clearly, right? So this is what comes into that. So now let's move on there. So as I said, paper, if you compare paper 1 and paper 2, again very quickly, I'll not take much time, very quickly. Nature, paper 1 theoretical, conceptual, paper 2 applied, India specific. If you compare paper 1 and paper 2, so paper 1, if you look at nature, is theoretical and conceptual, but paper 2 is applied in nature and India specific. If we compare paper 1 paper 2 scoring, here you have moderate scoring. If presentation is strong, is relatively high. Paper 2 is very high scoring. Then you can look at overlap with GS. Here you have limited, but here considerable overlap with GS paper 2. Then use of diagram, tools, kinship, fossil, the maps and flowchart even. Risk area, theory, heavy questions can be there, some type, but here policy specific, factual depth, right? A paper 2, we have to do that. That comes here. Now look at here, topic wise strategy and notes planning, weightage based. कौन सा repeated predictable areas है topic wise which you can plan, like here high scoring static area, high scoring static part. क्या क्या static part में evolution of human kinship, theories, caste, tribe and all, they repeated and predictable every year. Static part है. Then conceptual and interdisciplinary nature में all the thinkers, structuralism, functionalism, ethnicity, tribal movement, require strong clarity and application. And that is the role of teacher. When a teacher teach a subject, make you things much easier, right? फिर map diagram friendly, you can use map and diagram. In anthropology, you can use maps and diagrams, right? Tools, fossil, kinship charts, tribes in India, help fetch extra marks. इससे ज़्यादा marks मिलेंगे, right? Overlap with GS, tribal development, governance, NGO role, useful across GS2, 1-2 paper and essay, even ethics paper. ये सब advantage है, right? These are the advantage which I have given. Why you need to have the comprehensive teaching plan. So now I'm coming to here that we will be starting from now July, right? In the month of July, this is the last year part, but this July, and we'll go up to December. Although I've kept here 26 January 2027, but 5 months. July will start and will end on December. So we have July, August, September, October, November. So my plan is that class, now the batch has started by July to November, we'll complete it. First cycle will complete it. Maximum will go to December. Right? Abhi aap admission lenge. Now you take enrollment in Anthropology Optional. So we'll have 5 to 6 months classes. And maximum by December, your anthropology will be done. So those of you are going to appear in 2027 exam, right? Those who are having 2027 exam, if you are having 2027 target, right? And I'm not talking about only UPSC exam, along with UPSC, together with UPSC. Right, state level exam, like if you're from Orissa, OPSC exam. If you're from Bengal, West Bengal, then WBCS exam. If you're from other states, your state PCS exam. Taking both the exams together by November, right, or mid of December, you'll complete entire paper 1, paper 2. So you get for prelims, let's say next year UPSC prelims, you get 5 to 6 months for prelims exam. अगर आप नवंबर एंड या दिसंबर मिड तक में ऑप्शनल पेपर कवर कर लेते हैं पूरा का पूरा, तो फिर आपको दिसंबर एंड से लेकर अप्रैल तक, जब तक यूपीएससी का मई मंथ में जो लास्ट मई मंथ का जो संडे में एग्जाम होता है, तब तक के लिए आपके पास 5 महीना टाइम रहेगा पूरा प्रीलिम्स को रिवाइज करने के लिए, और बीच बीच में मेंस का भी रिवीजन चलता रहेगा. You will be not only preparing for your prelims exam, but you will also be regularly practicing your answer writing in anthropology and your practicing revision. And then just after prelims exam, 2.5 months you'll get for mains exam will be sufficient for you with the test series. We'll have a sectional test. You'll have a, so you get a, if you look at here, you get 5 months time before prelims. If you join now, if you start right now, then you'll have a sectional test. After prelims exam, we'll have a sectional test there. Let's say May month prelims exam, after May month. So June, July, August will be the part of the mains exam. So 3 months, 2.5 months, you'll have every week sectional test. Paper 1, paper 2. So we'll divide the entire syllabus, we'll have a test. And then weekly test. We'll have every week at least one answer writing program, the test, or I'll use the word answer writing. Answer writing program. You'll be writing, whatever topics will be covered every week, you'll have at least 1 or 2 questions to write every week. Personal guidance, mentorship by me. You will be guided by me. Personal mentorship. You will have personal mentorship by the teacher. Hand holding will be there. Right? In optional subject, what happened? Teacher is very much close, right, to the students and helps a lot. So you will be under my guidance, you will be under my mentorship, and that becomes my moral responsibility to take you to the goal, to your dream, to your success. So that comes here. So we'll have a total 22 weeks spanned over 5 months. Total 22 to 24 weeks of classes which will span over 5 months. Syllabus is very comprehensive. You can easily cover fast. Then 3 classes per week, or we may increase the number of classes. We can go from 3 to 5 days. Weekdays classes will be there. Then classes will be held in the afternoon time, either 2 to 5 p.m. or we can go to the night time. Like those students who are the evening batch, they won't be able to do in the afternoon. So we'll see that based on the total number of enrollment, we can go for the evening night time also there. But again, that depends on your timetable. We'll work out there after evening there. And class duration will be, you expect a class duration somewhere around 2.5 to 3 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours. That will be the class duration. Again, during holidays, we may have sometimes more number of hours. So again, it depends on the flexibility of the teacher. When based on when we have more time, we'll cover more time there. Otherwise, we'll go in a proper way, in a sequential manner, in a better way, right? That's what comes here. And then support system by the faculty and the coaching student, what all things you'll get. So you have a printed booklet. Paper 1 और paper 2 के लिए आपको अलग से study material मिलेगा. You will be getting the moment you enroll. After enrollment, you will get printed booklet. It's all ready and is there with the management. The moment you take admission, you will be provided with that. The class start hoga, when the class will begin, so you will get that printed material, right? But along with the printed material, see here, so online classes will be delivered online, right? Online mode with study materials by the faculty. And now every class, whatever we learn, you will have a class PDF also. See, एक तो क्या है, आपको स्टडी मटेरियल मिलेगा, ठीक है, one you will get the study material, second will be everyday class, the class PDF, class material, which you will be revising, reading for answer writing, ठीक है. Then aspirants will be provided curated model answers of paper 1 and paper 2 of the past 10 years. This you will be getting mains exam. You will get last 10 years PYQs, model answers of the question. Very, very important. If you have the model answers of or solved answers of last 10 years anthropology paper, so you know how to write answer, right? इसमें 3 तरह का होता है. 10 marks, you will have a 10 marks question, then you have a 15 marks question, and then you have a 20 marks question. 10 marks 150 words, 20 marks 250 words, and then 25 marks you have to write around 350 to 400 words. It has a different word limit. Aspirants will be provided dedicated monthly study planner. Right now, even the students who have covered the classes last year, those who completed the anthropology, I'm giving them weekly day-wise question to write. So you will be getting that planner, which will help track the progress and study of anthropology, how you are studying anthropology, your progress, right? Weekly and monthly, that will be tracked by the faculty. I will be tracking those kind of progress, right? This will be, again, you're getting that along with day to day when the class conducted, then material will get that. मैंने पिछले बैच में एक और चीज किया था, quiz, right? Here we can also have quiz. Let's say when you cover 2-3 chapters, so after covering 2-3 chapters, I can give quiz. Now quiz is for revision. Although in the main exam you have to write answer, subjective. Quiz I am giving just for revision purpose. वो केवल revision के लिए होता है. So even this batch, which will start now, will also get quizzes after completion of 2-3 chapters. ठीक है, तो वहां पर cover होगा. Then faculty interactions, mentorship and feedback, which I told. आप सब लोग मेरे मेरे अंडर आ जाओगे. And not only anthropology optional, whichever the best support I can provide you in other subjects, that is assured. तो मेरा कोशिश होगा कि आप सफल हो. I'll try that you also get ranks, right? तो वो बहुत बड़ी बात है. So there will be face-to-face direct interaction sessions with me, and whenever I visit Bhubaneswar or Kolkata, or let's say the students who are from not Apti plus, they're outside Apti plus, but they join anthropology optional. So whichever city I am there, I'll meet you. We have a physical, direct communication. And you all know that I am flying faculty of India. So I go to many parts of the country for my classes. So your classes will be online, but let's say when I'm coming to Bhubaneswar for my GS batch, Science and Technology and Environment batch, so we will also have anthropology classes. Other students will join through online. And when I'm in the Kolkata branch, Salt Lake and Bhawanipur, so whatever the students are doing the class, my GS subject, but at the same time we'll also have anthropology classes. है ना, अगर मान लो मैं कोलकाता जाता हूँ तो आपका जो जीएस में जो मैं साइंस टेक और इन्वायरमेंट पढ़ा रहा था तो वो तो होगा ही. उसके अलावा, राइट, I will also conduct anthropology classes, and other central students, they will join online. So this will again take place. So we can say kind of hybrid, right? There will kind of hybrid kind of thing there. And then again, every month end, there will be a mentorship session with aspirant on a suitable weekend time. On a weekend time, we can have every month a mentorship session. हर महीना एक बार mentorship session होगा with a student, one-to-one mentorship to track your progress, your problem. सर ये समझ नहीं आया, कोई बात नहीं, फिर से समझो कहाँ दिक्कत हो रही है, राइट, वेयर यू आर फेसिंग प्रॉब्लम. तो हंसते हुए मजे में विल स्टडी एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. ठीक है, दैट देयर विल बी कंटिन्यूअस रिवीजन सेशन with value addition sessions, test series, right? Evaluation, feedback after prelims 2027. Even after you write prelims, मैं आपका दामन नहीं छोड़ूंगा. एक दूजे के लिए हम मिले, तुम मिले, एक दूजे के लिए दामन नहीं छोड़ूंगा मैं. पिछले बैच का स्टूडेंट जिनका खत्म हो गया, आज भी मैं उनको होमवर्क देता हूं. इवन दो स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव कंप्लीटेड माय एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बैच, दे आर स्टिल अंडर माय गाइडेंस. सो all of you who will join anthropology now, you will be there even after prelims 2027 till you write mains. And those who are for 2028 college students, I am there till you write mains. Till you write mains. जब तक आप मेंस लिखते हो तब तक दामन मेरा होगा. वो गाना है ना, तू जहां चलेगा मेरा साया साथ रहेगा, मेरा साया साथ रहेगा. तो मेरा साया साथ रहेगा. तू जहां जहां चलेगा या तू जहां जहां चलेगी, मेरा साया साथ रहेगा. राइट? तो टेंशन नहीं लेने का, राइट? टेंशन यूपीएससी को देने का, अपन को टेंशन नहीं लेने का. राइट? बिंदास मजे में पढ़ाई करना. ठीक है? तो कंटिन्यूअस रिवीजन विल बी देयर, वैल्यू एडिशन सेशन, टेस्ट सीरीज, इवैल्यूएशन एंड फीडबैक आफ्टर प्रीलिम्स. राइट? And this is the weekly planner. You will be getting like this. I will not read this, but you will be getting weekly planner. Week 1, date, which topic. Week 2, I have done the last time. Previous batch of Apti Plus, I have done the same thing. I used to give them weekly planner of topics and subtopics. And also source. क्या source है, कौन सा book पढ़ना है, which book you have to study. From what the study material study, I used to give them. So your batch will also get this weekly planner with topics, subtopics, plus sources. Which chapter, like Ember and Ember book, कौन सा chapter पढ़ना है, which chapter you have to read, which page number you have to read. You will be getting that. So this will be a planner here, right? Reference sources. There are many books. किताबों की कमी नहीं है, books बहुत है. But there are certain reference books. See, I will be giving you study material. One you will get Apti Plus study material, printed study material. That is for sure. That you will be getting that. Right? Then you know class notes. Whatever the class notes are there, that you are getting there. Then test paper, solved papers, solved PYQs, model answer के साथ ये भी मिल रहा है आपको. You are getting this support also there. Mentorship, feedback, weekly planner, all these are there. Then Along with that, write a weekly planner and your monthly progress. Along with that, you have to also buy some books. इसके अलावा आपको कुछ बुक्स अपना भी खरीदना होगा. You have to read that. Like for example, Core Concept, Culture and Society, Nadim Hasnan, very good book. Introduction to Society and Social and Cultural Anthropology is a very good book, Nadim Hasnan. Some reference books you have to have, right? Then Majumdar and Madan. There's another book that is the Introduction to Anthropology. To start with this one. Then third is very, very important book, Ember and Ember, Pearson publication, Anthropology, selected chapters. Not all chapters. I will tell you which chapters of Ember and Ember Anthropology you have to read. But there's another book of Ember and Ember Pearson that is called Cultural Anthropology. Not that. Gender Anthropology. Which anthropology? Gender Anthropology from Ember and Ember. ठीक है, वो पढ़ना है. ये वाली किताब है. I'll show you the books. See, I have got so many books. मेरे पास किताबों की कमी नहीं है. देखो, I've got so many books. You're surprised to know. Look at कितनी सारी किताबें हैं. You don't have to buy hundreds of books. और देखो this. Here, मैं कैमरा घुमा नहीं सकता. I have got a book shelf here. The two book shelf. Right? There's here in front of table, there are books. There's another room full of books. I have got every notes, IGNU, NIOS, coaching institute material, all the content of anthropology is with me. So you don't have to buy hundreds of books. आपका काम 100 किताब नहीं खरीदना है. That is not your task. Again, I repeat, you don't have to buy those number of books. Teacher is there. Right? Teacher is there to guide you, to give you the content, class notes. Look at here. This is a medical anthropology book, Gaya Pandey's. अभी मैं रांची गया हुआ था, तो I bought this book. जब भी मैं कहीं travel करता हूँ, I find some useful books, I buy this. And all this content will help you write very good answer in the mains exam. Then you see, biocultural evolution. You don't have to buy. I have this. Developmental anthropology. See here, socio-cultural anthropology. तो मेरे पास बुक्स की लाइब्रेरी है. आपको नहीं खरीदना है. You don't have to buy. See here, handbook of anthropological thought. Anthropology complex society. Anthropology research methodology. Even research methodology. ठीक है. Communication anthropology. Neo anthropology theory. Right? You don't have to buy. आपको सारा नहीं खरीदना है. Look at physical anthropology, Indian tribal culture. Then one is LP Vidyarthi. LP Vidyarthi is Lalita Prasad Vidyarthi's Tribal Culture of India. It's a very good book. Then see, Indian prehistory, archaeology, anthropology. अभी रिसेंटली मैंने परचेस किया है. तो मेरे पास किताबों का भंडार है. You don't have to worry. Society and religion. Look at here. Indian anthropology. Right? Look at here. Introduction to Anthropology is a foreign publication book. Right? Then Society in India. तो मेरे पास किताबों, so you don't have to buy the book. You will get curated notes. और मैं बता देता हूं, जो मेरे अंडर पढ़ेगा या पढ़ेगी, they don't have to regret. You have to buy only some selected few books for your reference. Rest of things I will provide. मैं दूंगा आपको. ये बुक मैं कर रहा था, कल्चरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. There's Ember and Ember. And one is another called general anthropology. What is something called here? General anthropology. Right? एक है cultural anthropology, एक है general anthropology. Nadeem Hasnan की book, Introduction to Social Culture Anthropology. This is one part comes into. Then comes here, see, reference source paper 1, theoretical and physical anthropology, anthropological theories, Makhan Jha. Now this one, this is very important book. See here, this Makhan Jha, an introduction to anthropological thoughts, Vidyarthi and Rai, the tribal culture of India, is very, very important book. And then comes research methods. That is already I have got the book. You don't have to buy. I have got the book. Then further you can see here, paper 1, biological anthropology, right? Physical anthropology, human evolution, genetic race adaptation. So this is very good book, P. Nath. आपको गिनकर 5 किताबें खरीदनी, 5, उससे ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए. Handful of books you have to buy. Rest of things from my side. Apti plus study material. I have prepared study material for paper 1 and paper 2. That's a very comprehensive, very good book. क्या है कि आपके पास टाइम कम है, ठीक है. फिर आप देखो ये दास का है, ये आउटलाइन फिजिकल, सरकार का फिजिकल, बहुत सारी किताबें हैं. सब किताब थोड़ी पढ़ोगे आप. इग्नू का आता है, BA MA एंथ्रोपोलॉजी नोट्स, वो सब है मेरे पास. आपके जो टीचर हैं जो आपको पढ़ाएंगे उनके पास है. डोंट वरी, आई विल प्रोवाइड यू दोज क्यूरेटेड नोट्स, एंड बिलीव मी, दिस विल बी मोर देन सफिशिएंट. जो मैं पढ़ाने जा रहा हूं मोर देन सफिशिएंट है. ओनली आपको कौन कौन सी किताबें खरीदने हैं? यू हैव टू बाय दिस P. Nath, फिजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. देन यू हैव टू बाय दिस वन, विद्यार्थी, LP विद्यार्थी, ट्राइबल कल्चर ऑफ इंडिया, माखन झा, इंट्रोडक्शन टू एंथ्रोपोलॉजिकल थॉट, थिंकर्स पे ये बहुत अच्छी किताब है. देन नदीम हसनन, इंट्रोडक्शन टू सोशल एंड कल्चरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, ठीक है. एंड देन एम्बर एंड एम्बर एंथ्रोपोलॉजी. 5 books as your reference, which you can refer from time to time. Rest of things will be from my side as a class notes. ठीक है, so that will be there. So that you have to be aware of that. Now coming to the reference paper 2. Now for paper 2, if you look at Indian society, tribes and castes, Nadeem Hasnan, this is a good book, Indian anthropology, right? And this, you know, that LP Vidyarthi, Binay Kumar, Tribal Development of India. Now the Christoph von Führer Hammond's writing, that you don't require. That I will cover in the classroom. So this book you can follow, Indian Anthropology, Nadeem Hasnan. And another is Introduction to Social Cultural Anthropology by Nadeem Hasnan. So these 2 books are there. LP Vidyarthi, Tribal Culture of India. Then Village Studies, Social Change. MS Srinivas, Social Change in Modern India. That you don't have to buy. That I will cover in the classroom. Then Andre Beteli, that is Studies in Agrarian Social Structure. Again, we'll discuss in the classroom. You don't have to buy this. Then coming to here, paper 2, Indian Anthropology, Tribal Development Policy, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, you know, reports like Zaza Committee report. PIB, you know, PIB. See, the topic of tribal problems and tribal development. So that is a government source. Various committees have been formed after independence. One of the prime one is Zaza Committee. So that is available online. That is a, you know, we'll go to the highlight recommendation. Recommendation of the committee will go to that. Then you know that Niti Aayog, NASA Commission on Scheduled Tribes, Niti Aayog reports on tribes and scheduled tribes. Then you know PIB, right? PRS India for Act, Yojana Kurukshetra for current updates. That you are following for GS also. Yojana Kurukshetra, PIB, you are following for your general studies as well. But if something comes on the anthropological point of view, the syllabus, based on the syllabus part, that is becomes very, very important. Indian newspaper, the Hindu Indian Express, will come across some tribal problems, issues. So they give you a very good example in answer writing. Sometimes case studies, answer writing, examples, current affairs. That there होता ना थोड़ा तड़का, दाल में तड़का डालना, वो काम हो जाता है, right? That comes into that. Then previous year papers, PYQ. There is a new Vishal publication. They have a all from last 25 years question, but you don't require last 25 years, 10 to 15 years. Same with your OPSC, same with your WBCS, PYQs, previous year questions. Yes. Then toppers notes कई बार होते हैं, answer writing, it guide you in answer writing there. IGNOU material, web sources, PIB website, PRS, ministry website, UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. So UN also works in different areas of development of society and tribal development. So there, all those reports which comes from there. That is where it comes here. And then pro tip, if you want to score more than 300 marks, then these are tips there. Use flowchart and diagram wherever possible in your answer writing. Then prepare tribal case studies, very, very important. Tribal case studies give you a lot of marks. Like Dongariya Kond, Baiga tribe, tribe displacement, Bhil, Naga tribe. Then again, master PYQ linked micro topics. It's very, very important. Based on the PYQs, one should always prepare micro topics. That I will do it. That is the role of anthropology optional teacher to help you. Then practice 20 the question mock with timer plus peer review. 20 marks question, 20 marks question. Long answer. Long question answer you should practice with your peer, let's say in my anthropology batch, all of you who will be in my anthropology batch, together you should have answer writing. Maybe कई बार बीच में मैं क्या करूंगा, I will also have a live writing answer during the class. What I can give after, let's say, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you have understood some chapters, you are in a flow, you are going through everything in a proper way. Then live in the class, when I'm teaching, I can give you a question, now write. Or I can ask you frame and answer. What will be in introduction? What will be in a body? What will be in conclusion? Right? तो वो मैं पूछ सकता हूँ, मैं कह सकता हूँ कि चलो आपने ये पढ़ा, take this question, I'll write the question. And then say that, frame the answer. And we'll have a brainstorming. What to write in introduction, what to write in body, what to write in conclusion. And sometime maybe live writing practice in class. I'm giving you 10 minutes, write the answer. I'm giving you 7 minutes, write the answer. Right? So that type of periodical, right? From time to time, we will practice. Then again, focus on paper 2 for value added in Indian context clarity. Indian anthropology, paper 2, very much scoring. The value addition part, you can do that. Okay? So before I end this one, what I would like to do here, just I'll not take much time. This is a UPSC notification. What I've opened here, UPSC notification. Anthropology paper 1, paper 2. See, mini scope development anthropology. I have already gone through the syllabus. I have already gone through the syllabus during this session there. That part is there. Now, so you have this. Now, OPSC exam. This is OPSC exam. Odisha Public Service Commission, OS exam. Syllabus. If you see here, optional subject for mains examination, total number. See here, question in the question paper of optional subject will be 8. See here, you have a difference. If you can look at here, see here. This is the OPSC mains question paper. So if you look at here, 3 hours, 250 marks, 8 questions will be, 18 are there. Right? So here if you look at what is said here, OPSC here, what is saying here, 8 question will carry equal marks. Each paper will be divided into 2 parts, part A and part B. Each part contain 4 questions. Out of the 8 questions, 5 questions have to be there. I'm talking, there will be bigger question. 8 question will be with some sub question. So part A and part B, 4 and 4. So total 8, you have to select, you have to only write 5 questions. with every part A and part B. The first will be compulsory. Same is pattern with UPSC exam. See here. So out of 8 questions, 5 questions are to be attempted. 1 question in each part will be compulsory. Same pattern. The entire paper 1 or paper 2 will be two. Paper 1, part A, part B. Part A, 4 question, part B, 4 question. Part A, first question, part B, first question, compulsory. And then any 3 question. At least 1 question from each part. Right? At least 1 question from each part you have to attempt. Total 5. And every part, every 1 question will have different types of question. Either 10 marks, 15 marks, 25 marks. I'll show you there. See here. This is the, what you see right now. This is the OS exam paper. You can see here. Group A, Group 2. Explain the pre-Darwinian theory of evolution. Orissa Service and WBCS, West Bengal Civil Service, will have direct. If you prepare the static part properly, you will be able to do it. In WBCS, you have a single paper. Here in Odisha, you have 2 papers. Now see here, how can twin studies can be used to differentiate between genetic and environmental influence on traits. This is paper 1 here. See here another. Describe the application of anthropometry in designing defense. See the applied anthropology designing defense and other equipment and discuss the principles guiding its use. Discuss the key difference between Paleolithic. See, discuss the key differences between Paleolithic and Mesolithic periods, highlighting the adaptations and technological advancement that characterize the transition between these eras. And now this is paper 2, anthropology, Odisha Service. See, this is a UPSC exam. I'll show you UPSC exam also. Part 2. See here again. Part A, Group A. Look at it. See, define tribe. Write a note on geographical distribution of tribal population in India. Then you can see, evaluate the impact of urbanization on tribal and rural population of India. Simple direct question. They're very scoring paper. Write a detailed note on the linguistic elements in the Indian population and their distribution. This is paper 2 of OPSC exam. Now look at it. Now see here. Describe the structure and nature of traditional Indian social system. Indian social system structure, then see, and nature. Explain the theory of Purusarth. Define society. This is paper 2. Now look at here, UPSC paper. This is the 2025 main exam, UPSC question. What I'm now showing you, UPSC last year mains exam, paper 1. See here. So again, paper 1, 2 part here. 2 part will be what? And 1 part will be here. Paper 1 will be part A will have 4 questions, and second will be again part B will have 4 questions. Total you have to attend 5. First part will be compulsory. See here. There is a part section A. But you can see this is section A. Now this section A, part A, first question will be compulsory, which you have to write. Now if you look at here, write notes on the following 150 words each, 10 mark question. See here, Mendelism, Mendelian and non-Mendelian traits, 1A, then 1B, theoretical significance of Param kinship system. This is a 2025 paper. Then osteodontoceretic culture and its makers. See here, smell as a signal among non-human primates. Every 1 question will be 50 marks, 50. Part A or section A, first question will be 10 marks, 5 questions. Short answer. Smell as signal among non-human. Then see 1E, culture and embodiment. Now look at here. Now, rest 3 questions will be again 50 marks, but you have to only attempt 2 of them. So now question number 2. Now see divided 3 parts, 2A, B and C. Discuss the Miocene hominoid remains and their significance evolution, 20 marks. Compare and contrast the symbolic approaches of Clifford Gibbs and Victor Turner to understand culture. These are thinkers question, that is a 15 marks. And then how political economy is integrated with ecological and adaptability perspective in bioculture anthropology. These are 15 marks. So 15, 15, 30 plus 20, 50. Did you understand? समझ में आ रहा है? यूपीएससी में सेक्शन ए सेक्शन बी होगा। सेक्शन ए का पहला क्वेश्चन, सेक्शन बी का पहला क्वेश्चन कंपलसरी है, और उसमें क्या होगा, 10 मार्क्स से 5 क्वेश्चन होंगे, 5। देन ये दोनों कंपलसरी है। देन फ्रॉम बोथ द सेक्शंस 3 मोर क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट, एटलीस्ट 1 क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम ईच सेक्शन। तो अब जो सेक्शन ए है 4 क्वेश्चन है, पहला कंपलसरी है, अब 3 में से कोई एक लिखना है या 2 लिख सकते हो आप, यू कैन आइदर अटेम्प्ट 1 क्वेश्चन और 2 क्वेश्चन। एंड सेक्शन बी अगेन यू हैव 4 क्वेश्चंस, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कंपलसरी, रिमेनिंग 3 क्वेश्चंस आर देयर, so you have to attempt at least 1 question. So what is here? So you have section A, section B. So first question compulsory of both the option. Now remaining 3 and 3, you can take here 2 question and 1 from here, or you can take 1 question from here and 2 question from section B. So that is what the division is there. Now you can see paper 2, this UPSC Anthropology paper 2. Now again same way, paper 2 also, Indian Anthropology. And look at the question here, certain question you can take this. See here, first, section A, compulsory, 10 marks, 5 questions. And every question, total will be 50 marks. So you can see here, write notes on the following in 150 words. Mendelian and non-Mendelian traits. Theoretical, the same thing is there, what I have discussed here. Right? Same way you have to go across with that. So paper 2 also, I had that download in that way. So let's see here if it's there. Right. So paper 2 will be more on applied, and you can always see wherever you want to go through the question paper, you can visit UPSC site. Previous year questions are there. See here. Previous question and mains question you can get all the examination UPSC, all the papers are there. This mains exam, see. And last year main exam you can get that. So if you see here, this here is the anthropology, see. Paper 2. It's all there on the website you have. Plus I told you new Vishal. So now see here, this is the paper 2. Again section A, section B. Look at here. Candidates have to attempt 5 questions in all. Question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. First question of each of the section, and at least 1 question from each section, and 1 extra you can take either of the sections. So that can be there. You can see here now. See here, Sonian culture tradition. That is Indian. When you study about Indian Paleolithic and all those culture, so Son Valley, right, which is part of Pakistan. So that will study this. Sonian culture tradition, caste domination, factionalism and political power, regionalism and autonomy. Verrier Elvin is the thinker. Indian anthropology, it's a philosophy with respect to Arunachal Pradesh, right? Whether to mainstream or keep them their own way. That is again a debate which comes, Verrier Elvin comes. Characteristics and communication between little and great tradition. Another very important topic, little tradition, great tradition. These are 10 markers, 5 subdivisions. Then you can see question 2a. Discuss the paleoanthropological significance of Shivalik Hills. Very important. Shivalik Hills of India, giving its subdivision, fossil primate fauna and major primate fossil location. This is a diet based on archaeological anthropology. Then you can see delineate the major features of SS Sarkar's classification of Indian population. I said no, racial classification of India, ethnicity study of India, language studies of India. Sarkar, SS Sarkar. So here of Indian population, was his classification better than Risley? Risley is the main person who started with racial classification of India. So that comparison, this you all study in the classroom. I will be teaching you in Indian Anthropology, paper 2. You will be covering that. Explain that now, see. Evaluate the impact of Christianity on scheduled tribe societies of Northeast India. Impact of Christianity on scheduled tribes of Northeast India. You know that conversion, many of them become Christians. So that impact on the society, right? So after every first question, compulsory question, you will have a 3 subdivision question. One will be 20 marks, other 2 will be 15 marks. Again, 15 plus 15, 30 plus 20, 50 marks. Same way, say question number 3. And you have a choice there. Describe the distinctive features and distribution of Upper Paleolithic of India. Examine the environmental and biocultural factors influencing the health of tribals of India. So you can see here, highlight the significant contribution of B.S. Guha. So now these are anthropologists, Indian anthropologists, right? B.S. Guha, Iravati Karve, and S.R.K. Chopra to Indian anthropology. Their contributions. Direct question, thinkers, right? Same here. See what are different types of caste mobility in India. Highlight the various factors responsible for it. All this you are going to learn in the subject. Same way section 2. See this section B. Again question 5. First question of section B. Question 5 is compulsory. You have to attempt it. So now you can see here 150 words. Again 5 subdivisions. Impact of urbanization, industrialization on tribal communities of India. Taxonomic status of Ramapithecus in the light of Ramapithecus Sivapithecus controversy. We will study about Ramapithecus, Sivapithecus. All this is Indian anthropology, Indian archaeology. We'll cover that. Then tribalism and pseudo-tribalism, Varna Ashram and contemporary relevance. Then Lothal dockyard, Harappa civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Lothal in Gujarat, ancient dockyard, Lothal dockyard and international trade relation. And then remaining 3 questions. You will take at least 1 question. Section A and section B. And again, you have one more choice of either of the section there. So now see, the village was not merely a place where people lived. It had a design in which were reflected the basic values of Indian civilization. Who said this? Who has given this statement? Elaborate. Now see, discuss the role of NGOs in socio-economic and political development of weaker sections and the manner in which they facilitate the other stakeholders. See, trace the history and describe the methods of formulating the list of OBC, both at the state and national level. So even you have a dynamic areas also there. The last year's means paper, right? So ethnic conflict, all these are asked. Minority problems is a very interesting subject. So this is what I have covered here, right? Now look at WBCS. Look at here. I'll now come to WBCS here. So if you look at WBCS, this is the syllabus of West Bengal Civil Service. So if you look at here, see here, paper 1, introducing anthropology, meaning and scope of anthropology, major branches of anthropology, same as UPSC. In WBCS, West Bengal Civil Services, same as that. See, main branches anthropology, their scope, social culture anthropology, biological anthropology, archaeological anthropology, linguistic anthropology, brief outline of the growth of anthropology, human evolution and hominization process, right? All the theories of human origin, geological time scale with reference of Pleistocene epoch, distribution, phylogenetic status, same. Human genetics, same thing. Now see here, human variations, human growth and nutrition, concept of health and disease, human adaptation, anthropometry, cultural evolution, same thing there. Then again see, features prehistoric culture, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, theories, concept of culture, society, culture and civilization, elements of social organization, right? Economic anthropology, political anthropology, anthropology of religion, I've said religion, magic, and all those things, social stratification, ecological anthropology, emerging fields of social cultural anthropology, then basic methods of data collection and interpretation, research methodology. So here comes. Then paper 2, you can see history and development of anthropology in India. In WBCS, also 2 papers, paper 1, paper 2. Now paper 2, you can see Indian anthropology, history and development of anthropology in India, colonialism and anthropology in India, evolution of Indian culture and civilization. Again, prehistoric cultures, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic society, contribution of tribal culture to Indian civilization, ethnoarchaeology, emergence of man in India, contemporary variation, like Ramapithecus, Narmada human, then Sivapithecus. Now you can see demographic profile of India. Then anthropological approaches to Indian civilization, Varnashram, Prusarth, Karma and rebirth, caste system, structure of Indian civilization, idea of folk culture, folkloric elements, proverbs, folk song, folk art, special reference to West Bengal. In Odisha, OS exam, in OS, OPSC main exam, you have a reference to Odisha's tribe. In what WBCS, you have reference for West Bengal tribal development. See, impact of Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Christianity, Indian society, aspect of Indian villages, weaker section, SC, ST, OBC, problem with women, children, minorities, linguistic minorities, tribal situation in India, ethnic problem in India, right? Then development program, 5-year plans and all this. Then constitutional safeguard of STs, 5th and 6th schedule, anthropology of development, emerging issues in Indian anthropology, human rights, advocacy of anthropology. So even you see WB West Bengal Civil Services main exam, paper 1, paper 2 match UPSC syllabus. That means if you are covering UPSC syllabus, so if you are a student from Odisha, your OPSC get covered. If you are from WB West Bengal, then your West Bengal Civil Service get covered. That means in one, you are covering both the exams. Even not only Odisha and West Bengal, if you are from Tamil Nadu, if you are from Andhra Pradesh, if you are from Gujarat, Maharashtra, UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, whichever state exam, you have anthropology as an optional. Syllabus is matched. Only focus is on the paper 2. Paper 2, there will be problems, welfare of tribes of that state. Let's say you are writing WBCS paper, paper 2 of WBCS. So those tribes of West Bengal, like Santhal, Munda and other tribes which are there part of West Bengal, their problems, their impact of religion, their problem of their society, and what are the government policy programs, their safeguard, their development. Same way Odisha tribes, their issues, their problems, land alienation and other problems and welfare measures. So if you are on a state level exam you're preparing, so that state specific in the paper 2 of anthropology of the state exam, state main exam, that you have to give focus. In UPSC is all over India. We're talking from paper 2, entire tribes of India, all the tribes of India. For that there is a book by LP Vidyarthi called as the Tribal Culture of India. That covers not only UPSC main paper 2, but also your state PCS, whichever state level main exam you are appearing, state PCS, their tribes and their problems and the welfare in the state mains paper 2 get covered, right? I hope that this all exercise, what I've done here, really helps you. So I will end this session with this quote. I started with a quote. I'll end this also with quote. So let me read this quote for all of you. Anthropology is not just the study of mankind. It's the art of understanding humanity, decoding diversity, and writing answers that bridge the ancient with the contemporary. Master it, and you don't just score marks, you shape your perspective as a future civil servant. It's very, very important. Anthropology is not that just study about the mankind. It connects with every part of development of humans. So it is the art of understanding humanity as a civil servant, as an IAS officer, right? You have to understand the humans. So whatever you are learning for your main exam, that will become part of your job. And there will be many places where different type of tribes will be there. And you being an IAS officer has to deal with that. Decoding diversity, our ethnic profile of India. India is a melting pot. Understanding social issues, social problems, that anthropology teach you. Then writing answers that bridge the ancient with the contemporary. What was in the past and what is right now present, emerging things. That anthropology connects. And what is there? Master it, and you don't just score marks. That means being an aspirant, being a civil service aspirant, being your future dream to become an IAS officer, a civil servant, you're not only scoring marks in anthropology subject, but it becomes the part of your thought, your personality, which help in the job. when you discharge your duty as a civil servant, it becomes a part of it. So you shape your perspective as a future civil servant, that anthropology gives you. That's why UPSC, right, in the main exam, right, helping students with anthropology subject who have done really well fetch high score, good marks, and getting ranks. आप ये समझो कि यूपीएससी परीक्षा में या कोई भी ऑप्शनल पेपर होता है, जब आप देखते हो ट्रेंड में कि क्यों ये ऑप्शनल पेपर को ज्यादा कि मिल रहा है, तो इसका मतलब उसका थॉट है कि ऐसे जो स्टूडेंट जो कल जाके सिविल सर्वेंट बनेंगे उस सब्जेक्ट के साथ, उस सब्जेक्ट को वो अप्लाई करेंगे अपने जॉब में। तो एंथ्रोपोलॉजी को इसीलिए है ना लगातार अच्छे मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो डील करता है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन गवर्नेंस ऑफ द कंट्री एंड द सोसाइटी। सेम इज विद सोशियोलॉजी एंड पीएसआईआर ऑल्सो। तो मैंने सारे मिथ को तोड़ दिया, मैंने आपके सारे मिथ तोड़ दिया। जो बायो वाले उनके लिए तो है, जो लोग नॉन बायो उनके लिए भी है। दैट्स व्हाट इज द मोस्ट ह्यूमनिस्टिक ऑफ साइंसेस and most scientific of humanities. Anthropology comes into that. So I hope that my effort to take such a lengthy session on this subject really motivates you to think it and join the batch. मैं इसलिए इतने डिटेल में सारी चीज़ों बताया कि आप मोटिवेट हो, आपको पता हो कि ये सब्जेक्ट कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है और आप इसके साथ रैंक ला सकते हो, आप टॉपर बन सकते हो। तो यू कैन टेक अ डिसीजन फास्ट। आई हैव गॉन थ्रू द क्वेश्चन पेपर ऑल्सो, सिलेबस आई हैव डिकोडेड, आई हैव गिवन दैट। डोंट नाउ थिंक ट्वाइस, join the batch. I'm starting my batch very soon, so don't miss out. You know, even if you are going to appear after 2 years or 3 years, you are in the college right now, do the optional right now along with your GS. Later on you will have more and more writing practice. So I'm looking forward to meet all of you right in the anthropology optional batch, the new batch. And I thank Apti Plus from bottom of my heart for creating this awareness among students, among aspirants about optional paper. At the same time, helping the students get good content, good teaching, good materials, and guide them to reach their goals. So thank you, Apti Plus, and thank you all of you who are right now watching this session, and you have been with me entire session. For this, I thank you from bottom of my heart. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैं देता हूं आप लोगों को कि आप पूरे सेशन को देखें, समझें, and you have understood the nitty-gritty of anthropology optional. And I will be looking forward for all of you, right, who join my anthropology optional batch. Any doubt, any query you have, please write to us. I will be more than happy to answer your queries. Apti Plus will be very much happy to provide you the guidance and answer your doubts or your inquiries. Please get back to us. We'll end up here. So I thank all of you. Take care. Bye-bye. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.